All right. Well, welcome to my front porch. I'm rocking today, and I just wanted to tell you a story. I've just been wanting to get this down, like to record it in some way, so that I won't forget about how amazing life is and can be. Um, so I have really great friends who, you know, wanted to make a move at one point and sold a house, and we're buying another one, and the timing was crazy the last couple of years, as you know, with the market the way it was, and with COVID and all of this, and everybody wondering if it's the top of the market, is it time to sell, or should I wait, should I get more money, blah, 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 blah. So I just wanted to tell you this story about a family who I will not name because I wouldn't want to tell their story, but it's just such a testament to just kind of having some faith and not, just being constant reaction, just listening to what's going on and just having some faith that things will work out the way they're supposed to. Anyway, this family sold a house and bought another one, and really just didn't have any other options at that time. They needed a house, and they needed a certain school district, so they bought the house, and they just couldn't settle into it. They just didn't want to be there. They didn't like it after they'd gotten in there a while. And I over the 18, 19 years I've been doing this, I've started to notice little signs of when that's actually going to happen. When one party or the other is kind of, not sure. I can kind of recognize the signs, but just understand real estate brokers have seen a lot. I mean, I was a high school teacher before that, and, there's probably not a whole lot you can say that's going to shock me. And I just want people to know that you're not crazy. This is a big decision, and sometimes, you change your mind, and, it doesn't have anything really to do with signs or anything. It's just life. You get to choose where you want to live and what you want to buy. That's the beautiful thing about it. But anyway, so they bought the house and just weren't really that comfortable with that. So I've been talking to them over the course of these last 2 years, and just, them telling me what's going on and kind of where they are with things. And then we're like, is this the height of the market? Is this the time to get it out there? And I always revert back to my saying that I always say, which is, the best time to buy and sell is when you need to, or you want to. You need something else. You just can't time it. If you feel bad if you just missed it, or you went too soon because you didn't get it. You never know when the height of the market is until it's already coming back down. So really, you should just say it's a good time. It may not be the very best, but it's a good time. So anyway, we figured it out. So, or we thought we had. We looked at it, and I was like, well, let's wait for this next house in the cul-de-sac to close, because I need one more closure at this price point in order to get the appraisal, or anything close to it. So we really went back and forth about it. They kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit, waited another month or so, and we just went back and forth about it. And then all of a sudden, we found them a house that they wanted, in a neighborhood that they wanted. And we went and looked at it, and they loved it. And so we said, okay, if we can get them to go under a contingent sale, then we will pull the trigger on their house, because they were getting ready all this time. We could do it pretty quickly. So we did that. We got it under contract without the house that they are selling under contract. Okay, just notice this. This is not always normal. So we got it under contract. We gave ourselves enough days. We put down a decent amount of due diligence so the seller would take this risk with us, and we put their house on the market. The last one in the cul-de-sac sold in like 24 hours over the list price. So we did the same thing, and it didn't happen. We had 30 days to get it under contract and move, and it didn't happen. It did not sell. We couldn't get it under contract, so therefore we had to go out of contract with we had to go out of contract with the house that they wanted, their dream house, the house they really, really wanted. We waited, we tried. I did everything I could to get their house on the market, but it was just the timing. The market had just shifted right then. That's what the market can shift on a dime. We never know. So all you know is what you have today. It shifted, and all the houses then were staying on the market. Like, could not get their house under contract. You don't know how many hours I spent sobbing. Not really, just why don't we do this? We have open houses. We're trying to work this out. We couldn't get it. So, for whatever reason, we had to let it expire. We let it expire, and they were heartbroken, but decided that they still wanted to sell, that they were going to sell and move forward. And, they could have just bailed on it and said, no, we don't want to sell now. I guess we couldn't get it under contract. But they just held tight with me and said, we'll let it play out. So I kept an eye on that house. So we terminated that contract, and the house went back on the market, and it was showing. And I was just thinking, any day now I could get an offer on their house, and then I could flip it back over and get back under there. They had lost a considerable amount of money on, under due diligence to try to get that they lost, which was also another heartbreaker, because I always consider my job as a real estate broker to protect their money as much as I possibly can, based on my knowledge. I mean, that's what you hire someone to help you do this for, is because they have contacts and they have knowledge and they know what could happen. And I really pride myself in that. I've never lost anybody's due diligence money, but in this case I did. And so we kept it on the market. We kept trying to sell the current home that they have. The other one got gone. I mean, it was on the market. It was showing. I guess, I don't know if it was a week or so later, it went under contract. So somebody else had their dream home under contract, and they still had theirs that hadn't sold yet. So timing came along. I kept up with the agent who had their dream home. I just kept up with her, let her, she didn't want this to happen for them either. It was terrible for her sellers, and she was great to work with. So I just kind of kept up with her here and there, and then finally we get an offer on their house, and they accept it. And I meanwhile, I'd reached out to that agent, and I said, what's going on? And she was under contract. And she was like, I just get a feeling on this one. I'm really not sure. And then, of course, that gave my sellers hope that they're going to get their dream home again. And I was afraid to tell them, because I didn't want them to have hope. And then most contracts end up closing. Okay, I mean, a really high percentage of contracts end up closing. We don't have that many that fall out. Backup offers are just not that common. I mean, I do them, but not a lot of people do, just because most of the time it's going to move forward. So, so that's the case on that. So anyway, so we had to wait a couple weeks. They were under contract with their house. We had to wait a couple weeks. We didn't even go look at any other houses. We just had some faith that it was going to work out if it was supposed to work out. Come to find out, the buyers of the house that they wanted, the dream home, backed out of the contract, and we were able to snag it back. We put in a backup offer in case that happened, so that there was no way it could go back out on the market. We put in a backup offer. I forgot about that. Yeah, we did. And then as soon as they terminated, we were under contract, and we've already closed, and they've moved in. And what an experience. And I mean, guys, this is one of my friends, that I had to go through this up and down, kind of, are we going to be able to make it happen? Where are they going to live? We wanted them to be somewhere that they were going to be happy with and not want to move, again, although that's fine if they want to, but anyway, and it was precious. It was such a good experience. I mean, it was terrible at times, but it was great at times. And then that day, you can only imagine. We went and sold their house a day before, and then the next day they went and bought the new one. And the folks that they bought their new dream home from let them put some stuff in the garage, so it was just really helpful. And I just thought, somebody needs to hear this story, because it's amazing. Just have some faith. Never throw in the towel if there's something that you really want. It might not have worked out, but if it hadn't worked out, then there must have been a reason why there was another house that we needed to find. But it sure was an experience that I won't forget anytime soon, but it will remind me to just don't give up. Keep moving forward. Hope you're having a great day.